Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today we're diving into a really fascinating, maybe a bit complex story in the clean energy world. Standard Lithium. They're an advanced stage lithium project developer. And the big question, the one you asked us to look into based on the sources, is pretty direct. Is now actually a good time to buy this stock? But hey, before we get into all the numbers and the tech, if you find this kind of analysis helpful, please just take a quick second, hit subscribe, maybe like the video, and definitely drop us a comment. Seriously, if there's a specific company you want us to dig into next, just let us know in the comments. We'll grab the sources and get right on it. Okay, so our goal today, got through all the noise, the scary income statement versus those really bullish charts, and figure out the core story for Standard Lithium. We're looking at a company based purely on, well, future potential. That needs a special kind of lens, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah, this is what you might call the pre-revenue puzzle. Standard Lithium isn't like analyzing, say, Apple or Ford. It's fundamentally different. It's an advanced stage resource developer. So its value, it's tied up in what's in the ground, their resources, and this proprietary tech they have, not current sales.
Right, which brings us straight to the fundamentals. And honestly, for anyone not used to resource development stocks, these numbers look pretty awful. The sources you shared confirm that for the trailing 12 months, the TTM, ending in 2025, there's basically zero significant recurring revenue, nothing coming in the door regularly.
That's spot on. TTM revenue is negligible. And tied to that, you've got this huge net loss, $186.16 million, which works out to an earnings per share, an EPS, of negative $1 million there to 7 cents. So yeah, profit margins, free cash flow, deeply negative right now.
Okay, let's unpack this for the listener. You see a $186 million loss, see a revenue. I mean, your first instinct is probably to run screaming, right? How do we even begin to justify that kind of loss?
Well, you justify it by understanding where the money is actually going. This loss isn't from, like, bad management or failing operations. It's the massive upfront cost of building the future business, all those millions. That's capital expenditures, CapEx, it's R&D, it's all the pre-production stuff. They're basically paying to build the factory, prove the technology works, before they can even think about profit. You need that negative free cash flow now to hopefully generate positive cash flow later. It's the cost of entry in this game, building a resource giant. So the focus, it shifts completely away from the income statement.
And onto the balance sheet and the quality of what they actually own.
Exactly. The assets and the financial structure.
Okay, that makes sense. You're buying the potential, the pipeline, not what's flowing through it right now. So if the income statement is just a sea of red ink, what about the balance sheet? Is that any better?
Surprisingly, yes. It's actually pretty lean and quite healthy in one key respect. Standard Lithium reports no material debt, and that's huge. It's a really critical finding and a big plus for a company burning through cash in this development phase.
No debt. Okay. But wait, if they're not using debt, they must be relying purely on equity raises, right? Selling more shares. Doesn't that just open the door to massive shareholder dilution down the road? How are they managing that risk?
That's the exact trade-off, yeah. By avoiding debt, they dodge interest payments, they dodge restrictive loan agreements, which gives them a ton of operational flexibility. That's the upside. The downside is, yes, every time they need more cash and issue stock, existing shareholders own a slightly smaller piece of the pie. That's the dilution risk. But it seems the market, for now at least, thinks the quality of their assets, the Smackover formation resources, and their DLE tech. They think it's worth that potential dilution. Their current cash position seems okay for their immediate plans, but yeah, let's be clear, they will need more funding to get these projects fully built and running. That's a key risk factor to watch.
So the market's essentially saying, we see the losses now, but we believe in the future payoff.
Yeah.
And that's reflected in what the analysts are saying too, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look at the sell-side analyst consensus. It's a strong buy. They're not looking at today's $30.97 EPS. They're modeling this future point, an inflection point, where revenue and earnings suddenly appear and ramp up quickly as those big Arkansas projects start commissioning. They see the path forward, focusing on the resources in the Smackover formation. And that projected timeline is what's driving their positive ratings, not the current financials. It's a classic buy the future story.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting for me. Because the analysts aren't just betting on any lithium future. They're betting on Standard Lithium's specific way of getting it out of the ground. Let's dig into that competitive advantage, their moat.
Right. There are really two main parts to their moat, as I see it from the sources. First, it's the asset itself, their land position. They hold these really strategic rights in the Smackover Formation down in Arkansas. And that formation, it's widely considered one of the, maybe the most promising lithium brine resources in the U.S. And crucially, in today's world, it's a domestic U.S. supply source. That's huge for attracting government support, potential partners here in North America, auto companies, battery makers.
Okay, asset location, huge plus. And the second part is the technology, that proprietary direct lithium extraction, DLE. What's the big deal? Why is it better than the old ways?
Well, the traditional way often involves these enormous evaporation plants. Think massive pools spread over huge areas, letting the sun slowly concentrate the lithium brine. It takes months, sometimes years. DLE, the tech standard lithium, is championing. It's designed to extract the lithium directly from the brine much, much faster. And importantly, with a significantly smaller environmental footprint. So it's cleaner, less land, less water use compared to evaporation, and it's faster, potentially shrinking production timelines dramatically. This tech edge, it's vital for locking in supply deals, especially with car companies and battery manufacturers, the OEMs, who are increasingly focused on sustainability in their supply chains.
And they're not just developing this tech in a vacuum, they've got partners helping them push it forward.
Exactly. That partnership with Lanxess, a major chemical company already operating in the area, is absolutely critical. It helps them de-risk the whole process, speed up commercialization by using some of Lanxess's existing infrastructure and expertise. You add that to their sort of early mover advantage within Arkansas's regulatory framework, and it gives them this potential direct line, maybe even preferential access to those North American battery supply chains. It builds a kind of regulatory and partnership moat around their operation.
Wow. Okay, so fundamentally, it's a compelling picture. Prime assets, no debt burden, potentially game-changing tech, strong partnerships. But like we said, the current financials are tricky. So why are the charts, the technicals, telling such a bullish story right now? Let's look at the price action. What's the market actually thinking?
Yeah, what the market thinks is often right there on the chart. And right now, that chart is looking, well, overwhelmingly bullish.
Looking at it here, yeah, the momentum is just undeniable. The stock's had this really strong rally since it bottomed out at its 52-week low of $1.08. Now it's trading way up there, near $4.92. And it's not just a quick spike. The medium-term trend looks healthy. You see those consistent higher lows and higher highs. That's confirmation.
And that momentum, it gets solidified when you look at the moving averages. Standard lithium is trading above its 10-day, its 20-day, 50-day, 100-day, and its 200-day moving averages. For investors watching charts, seeing a stock above all 5 of those key averages, that's a powerful signal. It usually suggests strong, controlled buying interest and pretty robust upward pressure.
Okay, let's pinpoint some key levels for the listener. Support looks pretty solid down around that $3 to $3.25 area, and that's extra significant because it lines up nicely with the 50-day moving average, which often acts as a floor. Resistance, the ceiling for now, seems to be right around that psychological $5 mark. A clean, decisive break above $5 could really kick off the next leg up for the stock.
And the momentum indicators, they back this up. The RSI, the Relative Strength Index, the 14-day version, is sitting around 57.82 based on the main source. Now, that's bullish territory, but crucially, it's not yet screaming overbought. It suggests there's still potentially room for the stock to climb before it gets exhausted. Although, yeah, some shorter-term views push it closer to 73, which is getting up there. Plus, the MACD indicator, moving average divergence, that's showing a positive reading too, which just adds another layer confirming the overall trend strength. And this isn't just lines on a chart, you see it reflected in market behavior too. Institutional ownership, the big money managers, they've been increasing their positions. That signals long-term confidence. Retail interest is high and generally optimistic, and as we already mentioned, analysts are firmly in bull camp. Remember that price target range. $2.75 on the low end, but up to $6 on the high end, averaging around $4.38.
Okay, so we've got the underlying investment story, and we've got the market momentum seemingly agreeing with it. Now, let's really focus listeners' attention on what's coming up soon. For a stock like this, trading so much on future promise, near-term catalysts are absolutely everything. What are the key events to watch in the next, say, 0 to 3 months? Well, looking at the calendar and the project stage, we see 3 main potential short-term triggers. First up, the earnings report. It's scheduled for November 11th, 2025. Now, obviously, we're not expecting big revenue numbers, but the market's going to be dissecting every word about project development progress, and critically, the cash burn rate, how fast are they spending money? Second catalyst, potential updates on their pilot plant. Any news about its performance, or maybe new engineering studies that further validate the DLE technology's effectiveness in economics, that could be significant. And the third one, maybe the biggest potential bang, ties right back into that competitive advantage. Partnership news. Any announcement of a new supply agreement or a strategic investment, especially if it's with a major U.S. automaker or a battery giant.
That would be instant validation. Yeah. Could really ignite the stock.
And that third point feeds right into the speculative buzz that's already swirling around, according to some sources. You hear these persistent, though unconfirmed, industry rumors, whispers about potential strategic investments from car companies desperate to lock down North American lithium supply. Even some early chatter about maybe acquisition interest from bigger, established lithium players wanting to get their hands on that DLE technology. Again, just rumors at this stage. But that kind of speculation definitely fuels short-term trading interest and volatility. But, and this is a crucial pivot, we absolutely have to talk about the risks. This is not a low-risk play. It's high reward precisely because it's high risk. So the important question becomes, what are the key things that could actually derail this whole bullish story?
Yeah, good point. What are the biggest roadblocks or risks we need to seriously factor in right now?
Okay, number one risk, and it's common in the sector, project execution risk. Building these large, complex facilities, delays happen. Costs overrun estimates. And since Standard Lithium relies on raising money by selling shares, any significant delay or cost blowout probably means they have to go back to the market for more cash. That directly leads to the risk of diluting current shareholders, which almost always pushes the stock price down. Risk number two, and this one is maybe the most critical company-specific risk, technology scale-up. That proprietary DLE technology, it's the heart of the investment thesis. It's exciting, but it still needs to be proven definitively at full commercial industrial scale. Moving from a pilot plant to a massive production facility always involves challenges. If they hit unexpected snags, if it doesn't perform as hoped at scale, the whole investment case could crumble pretty quickly. And finally, just general market volatility. This stock is sensitive. Its beta is listed as 1.99. Remember, beta measures how much a stock moves relative to the overall market. A beta close to 2 means, theoretically, if the broad market, like the S&P 500, moves 1%, Standard Lithium might tend to move almost 2% in the same direction, up or down. That makes it very exposed to general market swings and, of course, to the ups and downs of global lithium prices themselves. So pulling all that together, the really strategic assets in the U.S., potentially disruptive DLE tech, that clean zero-debt balance sheet, plus the confirmed technical uptrend we're seeing, our synthesis of all the source material points to an overall bullish rating, 8.5 out of 10.
An 8.5 out of 10. Okay, so what does this all boil down to for you, the listener? The core reason for that strong bullish rating seems pretty solid. You've got highly valuable US-based assets, a unique technological edge with DLE, strong backing from analysts, and clear positive momentum in the stock chart. The potential long-term upside here is directly linked to this massive build-out of clean energy infrastructure happening right now in the US. So it looks like this stock could potentially suit two types of investors. Maybe short-term traders, trying to play those upcoming catalysts like the November earnings or partnership news. But perhaps more appropriately, it fits long-term investors looking for leverage exposure to that whole US-centric battery materials growth theme.
Right. And before we wrap up, here's something to really chew on, a final thought for you. Given that pretty much the entire investment case, that 8.5 rating, hinges on Standard Lithium successfully scaling up this proprietary DLE technology to commercial levels, how do you, as an investor, truly weigh potentially huge financial reward if they nail it against that very real company-specific risk of them hitting bumps trying to scale something unproven? It really is the classic innovation versus execution challenge, isn't it?
That absolutely is the multi-billion-dollar question right there. A lot to think about. Thank you for sharing all those sources with us, and thanks to everyone for joining us for this analysis. We'll catch you on the next one.